My name is Colin Gray, and I'm an associate professor at Purdue University. I'm presenting this paper, that's Dastardly Ingenious, Ethical Argumentation Strategies on Reddit, on behalf of my co-author, Shruthi Chivukula. Our research context for this study was the subreddit r/assholedesign, which has 1.9 million subscribers at the time of presentation. This subreddit encourages Redditors to collect examples of asshole design, guided by the sardonic tagline, because nothing comes before profit, especially not the consumer. This community is moderated and includes a range of guidelines that are intended to focus posts on artifacts that intentionally create suboptimal user experiences that value profit over user experience. We sought to answer the following research questions through our analysis of posts and comments made on this subreddit. What issue or concern was raised related to the posted artifact? What ethical paradigm was connected to the issue? What remedies were offered to address the issue? And how did the argument emerge across the threaded comments? We seek to provide two different contributions to the CSCW community. First, we describe the argumentation strategies used by non-experts in unstructured ethical discourses on Reddit. Second, we describe how different argumentation strategies are used in this Reddit community, identifying in the wild discursive qualities of ethical argumentation. We used a digital ethnography approach to sensitize ourselves to the post and comment characteristics of the subreddit over a period of more than 2 years. In parallel, we used the Reddit API to collect post and comment data to further explore the discourses of everyday ethics present in the subreddit. Through the API, we retrieved 4,775 posts, which were published in r/assholedesign from 2017 to 2018, along with their related comments, over 100,000 in total. Over multiple rounds of iterative analysis, our research team evaluated commenting strategies on large posts, and then decided to focus our qualitative analysis on posts that were around the comment mean of 30.39 comments. This limited our corpus to 78 posts, which we then narrowed to 25. This resulted in 777 comments from these 25 posts, which we analyzed in depth through an iterative content analysis approach. To code these comments in vivo, we made use of a custom Node.js application built to maintain comment structure while allowing for the application of multiple content analysis codes on each comment. We developed codes that related to each research question and ensured full agreement in code application across our research team. This analysis resulted in insights regarding common types of content across the corpus, as well as a sequence analysis that described the argumentation function of comments across each comment thread, visualized on this slide. Here we can observe that there were a range of both phatic comments that kept the conversation moving but with little argumentation function, working alongside comments that included one or more functions that relate to ethical concern, remedies, or modifiers. Building on our analysis, I will present examples of the main ethical argumentation strategies we identified. We identified 5 different elements of the discourse within the comment threads we analyzed. To answer research questions 1 and 2, we identified instances where commenters raised a matter of ethical concern. To answer research question 3, we identified instances where commenters proposed a potential solution or remedy to the concern. And to answer research question 4, we identified a range of modifiers through which the commenters extended, negated, provided examples or conditions, or engaged in future. In the paper, we also describe how phatic communication and sub-level conversation shifts related to the overall discourse. I will share examples of each of these 3 main discourse elements in the following slides. Commenters addressed a range of issues or concerns, either mirroring the example in the originating post or identifying new issues that related to the post. 191 of the comments included an issue or concern, and these were framed in ways that were consistent with one or more ethical paradigms. Examples of virtue ethics included instances such as, quote, "I feel bad when I create these kinds of designs," end quote, positioning the commenter as somebody that might be involved in unethical behavior. Examples of consequentialist concerns reflected on potentially negative outcomes of bad design behavior, such as, quote, "filling your device with random garbage," end quote. Finally, deontological examples were the most common, with one commenter reflecting on their right to choose what code their computer runs as a first principle. In the previous slide, ethical concerns primarily arose through the lens of a single ethical paradigm. However, numerous comments included a combination of ethical paradigms. One example of a comment that bridges multiple paradigms, discussing the role of ad blockers on Imgur, illustrates this ethical complexity. In this comment, the author begins with a deontological argument that ad blocking enhances the user experience. Using this deontological framing, the commenter then identifies consequences of Imgur playing such ads, indicating that this outcome is the fault of the company, not the end user. Finally, the statement, "that's their fault," points both to the implied virtue, or lack thereof, of the company, and the deontological standards by which that virtue would be expected to be activated on the website. Along issues of ethical concern in the comments, community members also identified possible solutions to raised issues. There were three major kinds of remedies that were proposed across 118 comments. Instances of legal recourse were the most rare, with only one example across our corpus. One instance of shaming as a remedy encouraged community members to fight back by providing negative reviews to the company until they get the message. Finally, hacking was the most common remedy, with hacks oriented towards individuals and society at large. In one example of a hack, a commenter shared information on how to set up an email account with wildcards to better control the influx of spam. The discourse was strengthened or made more complex through what we call conversational modifiers, which were found in 359 comments. Comments that included modifiers represented 46% of all coded comments, and if deleted comments and comments with phatic communication are excluded, modifiers were present in over 78% of all on-topic comments. We identified 5 different types of modifiers. Extenders indicated additional implications of the ethical concern, such as this example where a specific context was used to examine a data hogging app. Examples were used to provide context and application details, such as this identification of mobile pages being intentionally limited. Conditionals identified required and optional characteristics that related to the ethical argument, such as this comment's articulation of when ads could be considered appropriate and at what size in relation to the overall user experience. Commenters also used counters to present alternative viewpoints, such as disagreeing that an issue is problematic or calling out the community at large. The second example was a common counterpoint in the community, where the commenter states, "Every little thing that annoys us is not asshole design." Finally, futuring was used to engage in speculation about the ethical concern, often in conjunction with other modifiers. In this example, the commenter defamiliarizes and anthropomorphizes ad experiences in the context of a movie theater. As we have described, members of this community regularly engaged in rich and varied styles of argumentation, as they assess the nature and potential impact of designed artifacts. In this series of conversations, the community members appear to show concern for both their own experiences and the experiences of others and society more broadly. As we consider the impact of this ethical argumentation, we note the capacity of everyday users to identify and evaluate an intentional actor that is responsible for a designed artifact, building on Crowley's notion of a design stance. While it is possible that many community members would not characterize their interactions as engagement with ethical argumentation, we have shown how the practical implications of these conversations address many of the same goals as formal ethical analysis, albeit with important limitations due to precision and breadth of conceptual vocabulary. This interaction with matters of ethical concern is consistent with what scholars have described as everyday ethics. Thus, this contemporary view of ethical argumentation may provide a novel account of how people engage with and evaluate socio-technical systems, how they view and interact with notions of technology ethics, and how this awareness and argumentation might impact future value-centered design and technology practices. Given that everyday users are increasingly engaged in judgments about what technologies they use, how these technologies and their ecosystems fit into their everyday lives, and what types of interactions can be deemed ethical or unethical, this set of argumentation strategies provides a means for evaluating the ethical valence in everyday conversations about technology. We see potential in building upon previous notions of community capacity for ethically focused conversations about technology to further expand the capability and opportunity for everyday users of technology systems to engage in ethically focused conversations. It's possible that future engagement with users or citizens might productively leverage the apparent appeal of profanity, such as asshole design or I fucking love science, or the use of other framings for ethics that are more likely to capture the attention of the general public, such as dark patterns. What is clear is that these discussions are not merely places to complain, but rather a rich set of discourses that could be linked to awareness and activism against negative design practices. In closing, I'd like to acknowledge the efforts of the undergraduate researchers on the UXP2 team who worked on this project and the support of the National Science Foundation. Thanks for watching.